What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a no death run of GG Shinobi for the Game Gear. This game is really awesome. Something I want to point out is that I'm playing on emulation. So if you look at the top there, you'll see I have 3 health bars. 1 has already been taken. When you play this game, you start off with 4. I do have 4. It's just hidden slightly off the screen. That took me a little bit of time to figure out, and I do not know how to crop the screen properly so it's on display. However, I do something very quickly right here as I drop down to a secret, an important secret, which is an addition to your health bar. Now I have 6 hit points. A lot I like about this level. Its graphics, its music. Yuzo Koshiro still kills it on the Game Gear. 8-bit Shinobi, pretty awesome, I'm not gonna lie. I hate to say it, but I think I put this game above Shadow Dancer ever so slightly. This game was cryptic and a little bit annoying to learn, as you have 5 Shinobis at your disposal. A red one, which is the official Joe Musashi, a blue one, which has a grappling hook, a pink one, which throws bombs or grenades, a green one, which can perform the doubles jump and throws shurikens, and last but not least, a yellow one, which can walk on water, which you will never get to use in this level. So that opening scene is great for platforming and tougher than it looks. This whole level is tougher than it looks, and why I do it first. As the game kind of Mega Man style gives you the option to play 4 levels, you choose which level you want to start with. I picked the hardest to get it out of the way. Traversing through this cave definitely takes a bit of practice. These rolling stupid rock monsters, which remind me of these creatures from Blackthorn, are not to be messed with and have to be handled carefully, or else they'll take a lot of damage really quickly and kill you very quickly. Same with those grenade guys if you're not careful. Finding the health and finding the ninjutsu is key in this game. And one of the main reasons I want to point out that I have a health bar that is hidden off screen at the top there is because it comes into a huge factor at the end of the game. Now, I was going to mention it anyways because it kind of annoys me that my TV is fucked, and it even does this when I play modern Call of Duties. I'm always missing like 4 to 5 millimeters of screen, even half a centimeter at most, which is kind of obnoxious. But I guess there's nothing I can do. My TV's old. The only thing to do is to get a new TV. But anyways, enough complaining about that, and let's just do a quick rating of Shinobi on the Game Gear, GG Shinobi. For the Game Gear, an 8-bit Shinobi, its graphics are really great. Now, there are better graphics on the Game Gear, there are better graphics on the Master System, but considering it's 8-bit, I gotta judge it as an 8-bit handheld Game Gear game. I'm gonna give its graphics at least a 4.5 out of 5. Now, quickly look away here because you shouldn't see what I'm doing. This took me a long time to discover. This boss kicked the shit out of me a lot. I was jumping around in a circle motion, as you would think it might be the wisest thing to do is to move through the rocks in a circle pattern as he comes darting in at many different angles. After losing multiple times, I discovered that he has a very simple pattern that if you don't move around too much, basically if you're very defensive on that boss, you will find the way to beat him. If you're moving around quickly and aggressive, you will get smoked very quickly. But let's talk about the sound in this game. Again, it is only Game Gear quality, but Yuzo Koshiro does a great job with the sound effects and music. I'm gonna say another 4.5 out of 5. Its controls are excellent. For a Game Gear game, for a Shinobi game, they're actually superb. I have no complaints about the controls at all. 5 out of 5. Now, the game did beat the shit out of me when I first started playing it, and I want to give its fun factor a 5 out of 5, but again, I'll give its fun factor a 4.5 out of 5, as the game can be very cryptic, and not even knowing to have the blue Shinobi for that particular spot, the only way to get that extra health bar is with the blue Shinobi in that spot. So, if you beat this level first and didn't have the blue Shinobi, you're not going to be able to get that. There's only 2 characters that can get it, the blue Shinobi and the green Shinobi, and I'm pretty sure you unlock the green Shinobi from this level, so you can't use him to get it, and it's just discovering little things like that that made the game a little bit frustrating and a little bit annoying. However, at the same time, it added to its replay value and its challenge, as this is definitely one of the hardest Shinobis I've ever played. But like any Shinobi game, once you beat it and know what to do, it becomes very, very easy. Now that can be said of just about any video game. Knowing what to do really is 90% of the challenge in all games. If you don't know what to do, you're never going to win. But in games like Shinobi, it definitely plays a factor that much more. As I use a ninjutsu power here, not necessary to do what I'm doing to traverse the level, but it does kind of help me get through the one spot and skip a whole level of the building. When I added Hack Chi to my Sega Mini, I was stoked because I always really wanted to play the Game Gear Shinobis. And seeing as it's still March and it's still Shinobi month, I had to at least get good at one of the two Game Gear Shinobis. I still have the Master System Shinobi to play as well. So I still have 2 more Shinobis to play, which I'm very excited for. I probably won't get either of those done in the month of March, but I did want to add this one considering somehow Shinobi became the month of March. Okay, so it's kind of funny. Normally I get to this boss and I have the pink Shinobi who uses the grenades and bombs, so I was a little bit thrown off as I didn't follow my normal pattern, but still, this boss is super easy. Most of the bosses in this game are actually very easy, again, once you discover what to do. If you're kind of moving all around aggressively and moving in the wrong spots and the wrong places, you're going to get fucked up real quick. But one thing I make a point of doing is collecting every ninjutsu possible. Now, the good thing about not dying in this game, and this is one of those games that actually rewards you for not dying. It really does. Some games, I swear, want to be no death run. And they actually play to your advantage if you do perform really well in a game. Now in this game, it's all about ninjutsu. Not dying in this game means you get the stockpile ninjutsu, which makes your playthrough that much easier. One simple fall, one death, taking too many hits resulting in failure means you lose all your ninjutsus. I currently have, I think, about 4 or 5 at my disposal right now. The second I die, I'm reduced to 0, which is brutal. And in some spots of the game, that is harsh as fuck, and it's going to leave you in a real tough spot. I currently have 3, but still, I'm going to stockpile them throughout this playthrough and save them for the last level, because the last level is a labyrinth in ways I've never experienced. Very bizarre, because it requires that you use each shinobi and all their powers in a very specific way. My favorite part about level 1-2 right here, as this is the first level, I just chose to play it out of order, is the music. It is the opening music to Revenge of Shinobi at the title screen, and one of, I think, 2 songs that is recycled from Revenge of Shinobi, as they were made in a very similar time. I like that they included this track in an actual level because it is only the title screen music in Revenge. Now, another important level, as my first time playing this, actually my first several times playing this game to the end, I didn't know how to get the extra health bars. I discovered one by mistake, and then I realized there probably was more. And once I discovered one, I made a point of finding them all. This one took me a little bit to find because you just kind of want to progress to the left there to the exit. I decided to jump off here to the top and find one more. Now imagine my frustration when I'm on the final stage, which is a terrible gauntlet, with a fairly tough end boss. With 4 health bars, the final boss is brutal. This boss with 4 health bars is brutal. This is actually one of the harder bosses in the game because it's hard to predict which way he comes in. Generally, it will come in from left to right depending on how you walk, like right there. I walk to the left, but see, he got me by surprise there. He came in from the right. And he mixes it up, and it makes him kind of a harder boss. Not to mention that douche crawling up the side of the plane, dropping the grenades, makes it a nightmare. I actually do pretty bad in this particular fight, and imagine if I didn't find those extra health bars. I would have been dead a long time ago. And that was pretty much my early playthroughs. Dead, 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 and more dying. Finding those extra health bars is key factor in not beating the game, but a no death run for sure. I don't know if I want to challenge myself to a no death run of this with 4 health bars, but it would be an absolute nightmare. Finding those was an absolute saving grace. And there's still one more at the end of this level. So one thing I'm liking already is I'm using the pink Shinobi to drop the grenades. I'm using the green one now to get to areas you wouldn't be able to get to without him. He's the only one who can get up to these parts, and there's just a lot of hidden health, and that's something I need right now sitting at half health. As I want to get through this game as cleanly as possible, I'm going to use him to get to the top to get all those hidden healths. Legit though, for a little 8-bit handheld Game Gear, doesn't this game look absolutely fantastic? Just, there was an effort put into this game. Like the waterfall level looks fantastic and reminds me of the waterfall level from Revenge of Shinobi. Just the rain here on this ship just looked really damn good with the flickering of light. And the lightning in the background, though, doesn't look amazing. It's still a nice additive that I'm glad they included because it just helps add to the presentation of this game, which is superb. And it's kind of funny, I actually dispose of all the bombs and I decided to dispose of this one because I figured this is a Saturday night during a rainstorm. Workers are going to show up on Monday and there's going to be all these hidden bombs throughout the workplace. And, you know, I don't need that on my conscience. So as I work my way through this level, I figure the least I can do is defuse every bomb just to make, you know, work better for the people showing up on Monday. So as I used the pink Shinobi and crawl over to the final added health bar, I had no idea how to get that one in my first couple playthroughs because I didn't know the pink Shinobi could stick to walls. It took me a while to figure out which each Shinobi can do. It took me a while to figure out the green one can double jump because I tried double jumping with the red one, the blue one, the pink one, so I just kind of gave up by the time I got to the green Shinobi. But I think I did it by mistake and was like, okay, so the green Shinobi can double jump. You know, he can also throw shurikens. Just little things like that that made it difficult to figure out. But once I realized they all had their little hidden powers, I started trying everything with all of them until I figured it out. The pink one, however, took me a really long time, and it made me think outside the box because I thought, how can I get that power up over there? I can't double jump to it with the green one. I can't get to him any other way with anybody else. So I thought, how the hell can I do this? So I tampered around and tinkered with all of them, and I discovered that, yeah, the pink one can in fact crawl on ceilings, making that hidden special easy to get. Okay, so as we approach the 4-stage boss, I kind of do this really aggressive and really sloppy, but it works for me. I just sort of muscle my way up there, taking bump damage opposed to actual damage. In Shinobi games, when you bump into people, it doesn't hurt you. And that's actually a really awesome thing because, you know, if I bumped into you, would we be hurt? No, we wouldn't. It just knocks us back a bit. So I force myself up there, take some bump damage, and just drop grenades. I don't know if there's a proper way to fight that boss, but when I tried to fight him proper, he just tuned me quick time. I just discovered that and went with it. As soon as I found it, I was like, that's the way I'll fight every single time. I had to blow my nose there. I'm back. Neo City, final round. Fuck you, eat shit. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, eat shit. This level's a bitch. Especially as I was learning it. I'll save the commentary for afterwards. Yeah, please do save the commentary to afterwards. Video game playing Steve, as I felt the need to share that I walked off to blow my nose between the 4th level boss and the start of this stage. Let me tell you, when I first got to this level, this part was a bitch because I didn't know the green Shinobi could double jump. I got through it, jumping regularly, left and right, and yeah, when I got here, I didn't know the yellow Shinobi could stand on water. That was a real bitch. I stood in this room for like 15 minutes, trapped, thinking that it was a troll. I thought the game actually trolled me and trapped me in there until I discovered that, yeah, okay, the yellow Shinobi, again, It took me longer than it should have because I realized they each have unique powers. So yeah, I eventually figured out that and this part too, this part was just horrible as well. I didn't know the blue Shinobi could fly when using ninjutsu power, which is the only way to get past that spot. This level is weird and cryptic and annoying, and now I'll use the pink Shinobi to absolutely murk this boss. He is easier the second time, as they always are easier the second time you face them. Every game does that for whatever reason, but yeah, I don't know, this level was a real nightmare. One tip I can provide, and one thing I quickly clued in, was look at the background. The background is blue. That is an indication for me to use the blue Shinobi. Now, the grappling hook things that appear were the biggest indicator for me to realize this, but as I played through the final stage, I started to discover that the corresponding colors are like cues and hints for which Shinobi to use. Now, you can use the green one here if you're really good at double jumping, but it's actually, in my opinion, harder to do. I've done it with the green Shinobi, but it's designed for the blue. Yeah, and let's talk about this final stage music. I absolutely love it. It literally sounds like it goes, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, eat shit. Oh, shit. Okay, so the final level requires ninjutsu to get through a lot of areas. Now, in spots where you need a ninjutsu to get by, the game will provide a ninjutsu. It will not screw you. But if you die, you will be reduced to 0 ninjutsu. And there are spots where you can get by without it, but it's a whole lot harder. A lot harder. So again, the game rewards you for doing a no death run. Again, here with the background being green, this was my cue, but hitting this guy with the shurikens is a pain in the ass. You have to like jump out and have faith that it's gonna land, but you have to actually aim it precise and hit him past his blocking shield, and that not it flies over his head. I finally got him there. There's another way you can get through this, but it requires ninjutsu. I decided to take the safe route and just patiently aim my shurikens, hit him and kill him. Again, you have to pan the screen to even hit him in the first place. It's a real bitch. And yeah, of course, spikes are insta-death. Yeah, I don't want to act like this game's easy. This game is not easy. This game is very, very hard. This game took me many tries to beat. And like I said, when I didn't even know about the additional health bar add-ons, I was getting here with 4 hit points and just getting destroyed and barely even making it to the end boss, because each little area requires some real tricky thinking. This game was a lot tougher than I would have ever expected. But like I said, when figuring out any game, every game becomes very easy when you know what to do, which is why the no death run became a very easy no death run. But if it wasn't for the knowledge I gained from playing beforehand, it would have been fucking impossible. So you can grapple with the grappling hooks to get through there with the blue ninja, but it's hard. One tiny miss and you're gonna fall to your death. So I take the safe route. Since I've stockpiled ninjutsu, I decide to just fly across safely. This spot's tricky too. These guys who keep rolling, I always get hit here. So I discovered that the yellow Shinobi has an electric shield, and even though it was kind of unnecessary and a waste of ninjutsu, it did save me taking that little bit of damage, because I suck at this boss. Now, I suppose if you watch this much of the playthrough, it's a little too late and it won't be a blind playthrough for you once you play it, but I do suggest that you play this game as a blind playthrough. I kind of feel that way for just about every video game. I hate consulting video clips beforehand. To me, it just ruins an experience of a game. Because, yeah, this one is tough. This one is cryptic. I hated and enjoyed figuring out where to go and how to get through, as this part here is a very key area in the final stage, as you can go multiple different paths. All will lead to the end boss. It's just some are harder than others, as there's a door up top there. I will avoid that door like the plague now upon discovering not to go that way. You can get to the boss going that way, it's just way harder. And even this, entering this room, I should have switched to the green Shinobi so I could have double jumped past all that stuff taking no damage, but I was slow, so I had to quickly pull out the shield, wasting a ninjutsu, something I wasn't happy about there. Though I'm sitting at 6, I double jump out now, use one more, now I can start pissing through them and making my playthrough easy. Because I've kind of earned the right to do so by not dying. I love how the game rewards you for that. Again, one fall death and you got 0 friggin' ninjutsu, and you got to grapple across that chasm, which is definitely tough. I stockpiled so many that I even wasted one just to get health as I fly my way back up again. This level's crazy cryptic. Again, this game is not easy. This game was hard as fuck, and it beat the shit out of me. But that's the thing, games will beat the shit out of us before we beat the shit out of them, and eventually we can fire back and kick the game's ass. I get hit going through this part, which kind of annoys me because I never get hit at this spot. Oh, really? Well, I shouldn't say I never get hit at that spot. When I first got here, I got hit all the time. And I got game over on this screen twice my first time getting here. Now, as the background indicates, it's green. You're supposed to use the green Shinobi and double jump over everything, which is a great way to do it, but you can still take hits. I, again, have stockpiled the ninjutsus, so I'm using that electric shield to just easily coast on through. Part sucks. Definitely the hardest spot in the game, and if you have no ninjutsu when you get here, this spot is brutal. It is pixel perfect jumping. There is a rhythm you can use, but you gotta wait for the water to move up and down to find that exact rhythm, then move and act aggressive is a great way of getting through. I definitely wouldn't have made that jump, and I had no intentions of making that jump. I just wanted to get out far enough to fire off this flying blue Shinobi ninjutsu power, which was key. Because, yeah, getting through there would have been really, really rough without dying, without ninjutsu power. So again, the game makes it look like it just hand feeds you ninjutsu power. And on the final stage, it kind of does, as there's another one there, and there's another one up here to the top where I land. But it's not necessarily the case. I've been using it non-stop. I've been using it more than I should have because I did stockpile it by not dying. I can't stress enough how great it is when a game actually rewards you for playing good. Because if you don't play good and you die, you're going to have almost no ninjutsu. You start off with 0. So in some cases, you're going to just be not completely screwed, but it's going to be a horrible battle getting through. There is another way you can do this. The pink Shinobi can freeze time, and these things will auto self-destruct the second you get near them, like that. Boom, boom, boom. So when using the pink Shinobi, you can freeze time and walk past them, but you need to use actually more ninjutsu than I use when flying. So I abandoned my old approach using the pink Shinobi, which resulted in a lot of death because those things just detonate and you blow up and fall to the bottom. But as we reach the final boss hype, thank you for watching my playthrough of GG Shinobi for the Sega Game Gear. Game's awesome, I highly recommend it, and it's fun playing these retro games. I got one health bar left that you can't even see. Wow. Kind of did that shitty at the end there. I just wanted to see if the special, oh, 666,000. I don't know. 60,660. Terrible score. Well, there we go. GG Shinobi for the Game Gear. No Death Run. Really, really, really awesome game. Really, really awesome game. Very, very hard game. Very cryptic. Takes a lot of learning. This game beat the shit out of me. It made me test out all 5 of the ninjas and what their special powers do and how they can help you through the levels. I was even teaching myself something in that run right there. In the final boss, I learned that my earth-shattering attack does nothing. I tried it several times because I had a bunch to work with. And because that was the most I've ever had in that spot, I thought, let's try it because it could make it a lot easier and quicker. It didn't. It just wasted my time and almost got me killed. So in the future, I'll stick to using my sword slash with the red Joe Musashi Shinobi. Awesome music, of course, by Yuzo Koshiro. A fun mixture, a lot like Mega Man. You have 4 levels to start out with. Not as many as Mega Man, but you can pick any one of them. And you get to the 5th stage and use all your little special abilities to get through the levels. Awesome game. Look forward to playing the Silent Shinobi, which is GG Shinobi 2. But thanks for watching.